It's true that there are no two careers are identical, but that seems especially accurate in the case of Warren Buffett. He's the man who started out slinging newspapers, but now spends 5 to 6 hours a day reading them, keeping a close eye on market trends, besides his $100 billion empire. As much as he's revered for his business savvy, he's known for coming up with brilliant wisdom that goes beyond Wall Street. For career advice, you'd struggle to find many people more insightful than Buffett, even if he was telling you to avoid your goals. With a rule for everything, Buffett could definitely write some profound pages on productivity. Strangely enough, he's never authored a book, but his 5-25 rule would surely crop up early. Now let's discover how do you apply his rule. This successful man rule is an exercise used to help people focus on their most valued aims, the life pursuits that seem most meaningful. It can be applied to personal or professional targets, family time, or career goals. It can be an effective and simple technique for prioritizing all aspects of life. Making lists of goals isn't anything new. In fact, it's the typical first step in countless goal-setting methods. It's Buffett's brand of prioritization that makes this rule so unique, an aggressive alignment with minimalism, through keeping the bulk of goals at bay in favor of a select few. The 5-from-25 rule is precisely how you prioritize like Warren Buffett, focusing solely on committing fully to a minimal number of goals, thus raising the chance of completing them more effectively than if you had juggled all of your goals at once. It feels counterintuitive as we assume doing more is better in terms of speed and quality. In actuality, focusing on less is entirely logical, exactly what our single-focused brains love to do. This rule comes from the pilot of Buffett. The origin of this pro-prioritizing rule isn't totally agreed upon. It's most likely something that business magnate Buffett has incorporated throughout his career. With that being said, public knowledge of the 5-from-25 rule sprung from a conversation between Buffett and his personal pilot, Mike Flint. Having previously flown 4 presidents in Air Force One, Flint knew a little about the uber-successful, so it seems natural that he would be curious about their secrets. As Flint's account goes, he was discussing his career with Buffett, who promptly instructed him to write down 25 professional priorities. As soon as Flint had done so, Buffett told him to then circle the 5 most important items. Scrupulously perusing the list, Flint eventually had his top 5 career goals circled. In effect, this presidential pilot now had 2 lists, the list of 25, the B list, and the top 5 goals, the A list. Catching on quickly, Flint reassured Buffett that the A list would be his primary focus. When asked what he would do with the B list, Flint replied that he would commit some time and energy to the others, as he deemed appropriate. Buffett said, "No, you've got it wrong, Mike. Everything you didn't circle just became your avoid-at-all-cost list." Perplexed, Flint asked for clarification. Warren concisely told his dear friend that if he was seriously interested in achieving these career goals, he must give zero attention to the B list. Guess why does the Buffett trick work? Because you can't do everything at once. It's deceptively simple. The rules works because you're essentially acknowledging the exceptionally simple fact that you can't focus on lots of things at once, just as you can't hold down 25 jobs, you can't work towards 25 goals. For a goal to get on the list, it must hold value and/or meaning. However, the circled goals by definition are the most valuable, therefore the most deserving of your efforts. This constant state of ruthless prioritization is characteristic of Buffett's business philosophy. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. After all, what is prioritization other than saying no to the many in order to say yes to the few? Every single choice leaves the majority of options unchosen, thus prioritization is not simply a productivity hack enjoyed by Warren Buffett, but a fact of life experienced by all. Anyway, being brutal with our prioritization doesn't come naturally. We love to keep our options open, often incredibly ambitious about how many goals can be met. Forcing oneself to commit to the best 5 of 25 objectives allows you to split resources across a smaller number of goals, increasing the chances you'll achieve them. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss part 2. Thank you for watching this video and especially for learning a new attitude. If you will implement this to your mindset, please give the video a like, so I know how many of you try to be 1% closer to their goals. See you guys in the next few days. Stay strong.